Roar. What's up, my brothers? This is Operation here. You guys are currently seeing some gameplay of me playing as Abe. Warning, this is on the game DVR, so there is going to be a little bit of a quality drop, but nothing too drastic. You should be able to tell what's going on just fine. The monster we are versing is currently a Stage 3, and that is also the focus of the video we are covering today. So, sit down and listen up, because I'm going to tell you probably some of the best ways, if not the best way, to take out a Stage 3 monster. Now, those of you who have not played Evolve, when a monster has hit Stage 3, that is the point where the balance has shifted. You are no longer hunting the monster is hunting you. Because at that point, you have to defend a power relay. If he destroys that power relay and doesn't kill you, he wins. If he just waits out the timer, you win. But he's a Stage 3, so he really doesn't have to do that. But anyway, once he's at Stage 3, it's a lot easier to kill him, and it's no easy task to kill him. It is very challenging, and it is very hard. It requires very good teamwork, and using your classes to their max potential. Meaning, if you're a medic, you gotta heal them up as much as you can, keep your team up. If you're assault, you gotta do as much damage as you can, as fast as you can. If you're a trapper, you gotta hold them still. And if you're support, well, it really depends on what support you're being, because support can swing either way, but either way, support, you really want to give your team as much of a tactical advantage as you can. Now, I'm going to go from left to right with the classes, starting from Medic, ending as Assault. And so for Medic, I've chosen Kyra, who's probably already one of the better medics, if not the best already. Because she's really good, to be honest. With that 200% sprint boost she has, that can go to the whole team. It's very helpful to chase down the monster, especially if you have Daisy. And on top of that, if she's the last one, and she needs everyone to respawn, she could just activate that, and while she runs, the monster will have a very hard time catching up, and you'll have time to respawn coming down on the dropship. Now, however, the real reason why I chose her is because of her medic grenades, which heal her and her teammates ungodly quick. Like, very quick. On top of that, she can even switch to napalm from time to time to burn the monster. So, she can burn the monster, and while he's roasting, cooking up, she could basically switch to the grenades and heal people, basically. And that's really what she has to do. She needs to really spam the grenades so that the team really does not go down. Because you really cannot have that. And so, you guys... Oh, damn, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, congestion. Anyway, as a medic, you really cannot have that, especially at Stage 3. One player goes down, you're gonna be doomed. And you're probably thinking, well, why not play as Lazarus? Then you could just revive them. Well, Lazarus has one giant flaw. For one, you can't spam his medic glove. Two, he does have the healing burst, but that only does so much at a time, and he doesn't heal up as much as, say, Kyra's Blast. You know, her grenade launchers, you know? And that's why you really want to use her. Well, why not Val? Well, Val, as you know, she has a similar thing. She has that medic gun, but that has a giant flaw in it too. And that is, of course, the fact that it leaves a giant stream indicating exactly where you are. Meaning, if the monster's getting pissed off at the fact that he's trying to kill this assault, and this assault just keeps healing as fast as he's taking damage, you can just go, hey, where is he? Oh, she's up there. Okay, I'll just go kill her then. With the grenades, it's a lot harder to actually trace it back, because it's not a constant stream. Now, there is a little bit of a stream, but you'd have to see it coming first, and most of the time you're going to be focused on another player, so it's going to be fairly difficult to do so. And on top of that, most of the time it's just going to seem like there's just explosions happening in front of your face, basically. And that's pretty much why Kyra pretty much wins this. So I definitely recommend playing as her, and be sure to use her grenades to their max capacity. Be sure to heal them up as fast as you can, keep them up as much as you can, and be sure to avoid anybody going down. You really cannot have that. Now next for support, I've chosen Cabot, and I hope that's how his name is pronounced. I'm not actually sure yet. But Cabot, he's really good for a support. One of the reasons being, well, his main reason being, is his damage amplifier. And now that damage amplifier does a ×2 damage buff for all players to have. It recharges rather quickly, and you just keep it on the monster the whole time, and they'll just all be doing double damage. And combine that with, like, let's say all the players, you know, shooting. You got Kyra's grenades, you got you know, like Abe's shotgun, and like Parcel's shotgun, and plus Parcel's superhero boost, you're gonna be doing a lot of damage, taking him out really quick. And the faster you take him out, the less Kyra really has to heal them, and the less of a chance they have of going down, meaning you have an even bigger advantage. Now, of course, at any point does the monster try to flee because it's out of armor, which is actually a tactic a lot of Stage 3 people, or Stage 3 monsters use, or players will do, is once they run out of, like, let's say armor, they'll just leave, get the armor, and come back. Now, since he has dust tagging, you'll always know where he is. You can see him straight through walls. In fact, he has a railgun that can shoot through several walls at a time. He can go through mountains, still hit the monster, and do significant amount of damage. I believe each shot is like a third of its health or something like that. And of course, at any point you actually are chasing him, he's at like minuscule health. Final bar, Kyra can just activate, you know, her speed boost. You can get Abe's tracking dart on him, and you can put on the support's cloak, and you can catch up to him without him knowing you're actually catching up to him. And then you get up to him, just finish him off with the damage amplifier. And that's why Cabot makes an excellent support for this, and I really do recommend him if you're versing someone who you think is probably gonna get a Stage 3, or you know is good enough to get to Stage 3. And even if he's not at Stage 3, he still does well as just versing, you know, regular stage monsters. It's not really a problem either way. But now, why not him over something, say Bucket or say Hank? Now, Hank does have the airstrike, which is very powerful. It can be used right. Granted, if someone gets down, like say your assault, now very likely the monster will just start trying to claw up the who's ever down, like say the assault is, so they'll start beating him up, and Hank can drop those missile strikes and take out half of the Goliath's health if he wants to. Plus the oh no, he can't use damage amplifier. That's right, my bad. And he'll just do an insane amount of health, and that'll give time for Kyra to say heal her up. So Hank isn't a bad choice. I don't strongly recommend him. He does have that shield boost, which can be good to help protect the assault. But it has that Val stream effect, meaning the monster will see it, get pissed off, turn to you, take you out, go right back to the assault again, or who's ever next. And so that's why I don't strongly recommend him. And Bucket, he has those turrets, but those turrets aren't the greatest thing ever. He also has a UAV, but at this point, the UAV is useless. It's as useless as Daisy at this point. However, though, Daisy can revive, so that's her advantage to this, so she's not completely useless in this situation. So that's why I really don't strongly recommend Bucket. Bucket is not built for Stage 3 monsters. He is built for finding it, taking out as fast as it can before it even gets the chance to. That's definitely the strategy you should go if you're playing as Bucket. Not waiting around for the monster to come by you, perhaps even evolve, so you can lure him in and such. And next would be the Trapper. Now, this is the class I play as all the time. It's what you just saw me play as in the gameplay and such. And I strongly recommend Abe. He needs to be nerfed. He is too OP. He has these things called the stasis grenades. And you throw them, and they can sort of act as claymores when the monster walks near it. He basically gets stuck, he gets slow, and he gets very, very slow, and it's a hands-free. Once he's stuck, you can pull out your shotgun, start shooting him. Pull out your tracking dart, shoot him maybe in case he tries to run away at some point. But another thing is you can spam it over and over and over again, and he is just so slow. It's so hard, it's so annoying for him. And I really recommend you do this if you're playing as Abe. Just spam those grenades and be sure you're slowing him down as much as possible. And also be sure to put down the dome. I understand it may not be that smart to conceal yourself with the Stage 3 monster. But once you're at Stage 3 and you're getting this far and everything's going well, it's either go big or go home. So you want to trap him in, be sure he doesn't leave, keep hitting him with those stasis grenades, and just keep him held still. You can even every now and then pull out your shotgun, shoot a few rounds, because that thing can go very far. It's a pretty well built shotgun. The more time you take in between each shot, the less spread it has, and the farther it can go. So that's why Abe works really well as this. And you want to stay on high ground. You really don't want him to find you because it's grenade, so it's a lot harder for him to trace it back to you. Meaning you can always keep throwing this grenades, and it'll be very hard for him to catch up to you or find you, or, you know, just try and take you out in general. That's why I really recommend Abe. Now, some of the other characters. Now, Maggie isn't really this bad of a situation. Maggie is sort of an all-around character. She's good for everything. I don't strongly recommend her, though, because her harpoons, her trap harpoons, have very limited range. Very limited. Now, and unlike the stasis grenade, no matter what, he's stuck. With the harpoons, with the traps, he can hit it, and he's free, and you have to reset them all up again. You have to wait 5 seconds for them to actually fire, and such. And so they're just, in general, not that good to use, especially compared to Abe. Her weapon isn't that bad. You can get them from a distance. Definitely recommend staying high. And you have Daisy, who can revive. But once again, you want to stay out of having to revive situation. You want to be sure Kyra is healing them up. Even if they're down, she can keep healing them, and they'll eventually stand back up with health. So there's always that. So that's why you really don't want to get stuck in that situation. And so, in general, Maggie isn't the best for this, but she's not a bad option either. Now, Griffin's really not a bad option either. His harpoon will allow you to get him from a distance, and you can really hold him still. But once again, he can break the link, and then you'll have to reload. And it has about as much range as Abe can throw his grenades, so you're not really trading out much. And it has that whole Val medic gun effect again, where it has a stream, and it brings you right back to where, you know, you're sitting, where you're waiting and everything. So he can easily find where you are, take you out, so you're no longer a problem bothering him. And there's also the sound spike, so you can see him coming, but at this point in the stage, it's really not that good. So I would say Abe is definitely built for this. Definitely recommend him. If you're gonna... He's really good. If you're gonna come across a player who's really good and is definitely gonna get to stage 3. And finally, we have Assault. Now, Assault, you really can't go wrong here. They all do very well, because they're all pretty much just damage dealers. But the one I recommend is Parnell, because of his shotgun, his super soldier, his rocket launcher. Now, his super soldier, he has an increased speed buff and increased damage buff, but he loses health. But he has a shield that makes him invulnerable, so that losing health doesn't do anything really significant. Meaning, he can sort of just use both and do an insane amount of damage, get out a lot of shots, get healed up by, you know, everyone else, and then you got that damage multiplier from Cabot to just do an insane amount of damage. It'll be like, I think like maybe like 4 times maybe. And of course, there's also the perks which can give you even more, but the perks and buffs in this game are sort of minor, unless you find one, which can be major if anything. But that's sort of a luck-based system. You can't really, you know, go like, oh, it's gonna be over here. You're gonna find this buff here. That monster's gonna drop this buff. It's not like that. So it's a lot. So that's a lot harder. And that's why I'm not really talking about that as much in this video. But yeah, that's why I really recommend Parcel. His rockets do far range. They're high velocity. They're accurate. It's auto fire. His shotgun does a lot of damage. It's a lot of spread. You can really get up close personal to the monster and just really just do a heck of a number, especially with the buffs on and the damage amplifier. Now a second would be Markov. You know, the guy with the mines. That's the only reason why I recommend him, are those mines. It's literally it. Now those mines take out a whole bar of health, or I believe it's about like 2/3 of it. So if you can lure him in, get him to run into those, you will do an insane amount of damage, especially with the damage amplifier. And those mines, you really got to use them, because that's the one thing that's going to be working for him. And you need to just spam those all over the place. Get them set up in good spots. If he's hunting you down, just throw them, make him run into it. Or if a teammate gets down, go up to him, throw down those mines right around his body, so when the monster tries finishing him off, those mines are going to be going off, so meaning he's going to be taking a crap ton of damage, meaning it's going to be harder for him to actually, you know, take him out. Meaning he's going to want to back away, meaning you have time to heal him up, get him back up. And that's still a situation I really recommend trying to stay out of. But then again, sometimes it's just hard to avoid, so if it, you know, worst comes to worst, you know. And the last assault is Hyde. I actually don't know too much about Hyde, but from what I've seen so far, I haven't seen anything particularly amazing about him. He does have the flamethrower, which can do damage over time, meaning you can burn him and switch to another weapon. But I don't think you realize anything all that special to actually be good enough for, you know, being the best option for a stage 3. If you want my opinion, if you want my advice, Parnell is the way to go for Assault, and I believe that should just about do it for this video. And if you guys like what you saw, please leave a like. It really helps, gets me out to more people. I am nearing 100 videos, and I'm only at 34 subscribers. I would really love the support from you guys. But other than that, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see all you brothers in the next one. Hey guys, this is Operation one last time. I just wanted to tell you something before we cut loose. Now that I go back, this is my second time redoing this final segment part. And that's, I understand that I mentioned I'm nearing 100 videos. I'm not joking you. This channel is literally nearing 100 videos. A few of them are the intro videos, which counts. But you know, it's still 100 videos I had to go through, make, edit, put together. This video itself, I put a lot of care into. I understand some videos I do aren't the greatest, but on videos like this, if you guys really like it, share it, do whatever you can to get it out there, because this channel hasn't really gone all that far, and for 100 videos, I would really appreciate the support from you guys. And other than that, I'll see all you brothers in the next one.